Hey friends, today we're just going to do a quick little mini flow to get you moving, get you feeling kind of vibrant and refreshed. That way you can really take on your day or settle in for the night. So let's go ahead and begin at the top of our mats. Base of the big toes touching, a little anchor of your tailbone as you stand up nice and tall. Take a big breath in through your nose and exhale it out your mouth. As you inhale, lift your arms and lift your eyes. Maybe you touch palms or keep the arms parallel. Inhaling, really open your chest, a little stretch through the low back. Very nice. Coming back through center as you exhale. Inhale, a little side bend off to the right. Use your right hand to grab your left wrist, really stretching out through the left side body. Now your feet can be parallel and hips width, or keep them together and challenge your balance. Inhaling as you come through center, exhaling off to the left, using your left hand to grab your right wrist. Inhale, come back through center again. This time let's step our feet as wide as our mat. And let's do that again. Inhale, lift the arms and look up. Exhale, a little back bend as you open your heart and tuck your tail. Exhale, come back through center. Reach the arms high and off to the right. Now you can grab your left wrist or you can reach your arm down your right leg. Just don't push on your knee. Really stretching through the neck even, separating and stretching all those ribs. Inhaling through center and off to the left, either grabbing the wrist or left hand down the leg. A little smile as you soften your face. Inhaling, coming through center again as you reach tall. Exhale, hands come down, feet are still wide. Nice and easy on the hamstrings still. Hips are high, low belly sucking in, chest is folding towards the legs. You can even grab your ankles or keep your hands down at the mat, totally up to you. Now let's bring our left hand to the center of our mat, bending the left knee, reach the right arm high, find a nice twist. Feel like you're rolling your heart open, shoulder blades are sliding down, little tuck of your chin as you look up towards your top hand, and exhaling, hand comes down. Replace that other hand, and now left hand reaches and right knee bends, lifting up really high, getting a little movement through the neck, through the spine. Exhaling, hands come down. Inhale, roll the spine up, chin lifting last. Exhale, wave it back down. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, roll the spine up halfway, coming onto the fingertips. Exhale, wave it back down. Once more, really exaggerating that roll. Inhale. Exhale, wave it back down. Now bringing some strength into your arms, we're going to step back to our downward facing dog. Nice, and just pedal through your feet. So bending the left knee, push into your right hand, and then switching that, and then dropping that left heel, bending the right knee, pushing into your left hand this time. Very good. Now open your feet about as wide as your mat. Once again, let's find a little bit more of a twist. Bringing my left hand to the center of the mat, just a couple inches back. I'm going to bring my right hand to my left ankle and twist underneath. Now you can reach up and over, or you can grab behind the ankle. Doesn't really matter, but feel like you're pulling your heart underneath your left armpit. A little stretch, feeling that through that left hip. Now let's switch, put the right hand right where the left hand is, and use the left hand to grab the right ankle this time. Exhaling into your twist. Both hands come back to the mat, nice and strong. Feeling that strength not only through the legs as you lift the kneecaps and sink down through the heels. Even if they don't touch, that's okay. And bringing the weight right into the heel of the hands and out of the shoulders. Feeling strong here and substantiated. Let's bring the feet all the way together now, but keeping the hands shoulders width. Inhale, reach that right leg nice and high, pointing the toe. Feel a nice big stretch through the back side of that left leg. Exhale, let's squeeze that right knee in towards the nose. Hold it for just a moment. Push the floor away. Inhale, reach it right back up again. Exhale, let's squeeze, doing this 3 times. Inhale, lift. And one more time, exhale, squeeze, and then we're gonna step it right up into our crescent lunge, so right foot comes right between the hands. Stay on the balls of the back toe. And inhale, rise the arms up, reaching tall. Maybe touch palms or keeping the hands parallel, up to you. Doesn't really matter as long as you feel really strong, lots of space. Lifting the heart. Now let's swing the arms back by the sides, really pushing off the ball of that back toe. So good. Feeling strong on your legs. Chest is lifted, arms squeezing towards each other. Inhale, reach the arms up again. Little back bend as you tuck your toe or your tail underneath you. Exhaling, straighten that front leg. Drop that back heel. Let's stretch over that right leg. Really folding over the leg, pulling that right femur bone deeply in. Inhale, lift your chest, lengthen through your spine. Push the floor away. Let's step that right foot back together with the left. Very nice. Little pedaling through the feet, a little sway of the hips, and let's do the second side. Inhale, lift that left leg. Exhale, squeeze it in, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze, hold. Push the floor away. Inhale, lift again. This time, exhale, squeeze, and then step it up to your crescent lunge. Foot right between the hands, ball of that back toe. Inhale as you rise and reach the arms. Tucking the tail under you slightly. Feeling strong and spacious. Exhale, swing the arms back by the sides, pushing forward on those back toes. Squeezing the legs towards that midline. Low belly's pulling in so that we don't dump or rest on that front thigh. Inhale, reach the arms again. Little opening of the heart. Exhale, hands come down. Drop that back heel, straighten the front leg, and stretching over that left leg this time. Taking chin towards the shin. Doesn't really matter how close you get as long as you feel a stretch across the back side of that left leg. Bringing the weight into the hands once again, and then push the floor away. Step that left foot back, downward facing dog. So good. Sway the hips a little from side to side. Settling into your downward facing dog just for a moment before we move again. Bring the feet back together. Inhale, reach that right leg. Very good. Exhale, squeeze it in just one time this time. And then step it up between your hands. So good. Bring the weight into that right foot. As you reach forward, come right off of that back leg. Warrior 3 on that right leg. Keep this left hip drop down into place. Left toes point towards the floor. Very nice. Now we're going to curtsy. Bring that left knee behind the right. Hands to the heart. Hold it for just a moment. Stay strong on that right leg. Very nice. Now step it back with control. Find your warrior 1. Reach the arms up. Sink into that right knee. Breathe in a little more and exhale. Hands come down. Step back to your downward facing dog. Pedaling through the hips a little bit. Sway it out. Very good. Now inhale. Reach that left leg nice and high. Exhale, squeeze it in towards the nose just for a moment, and then step it up. And we're going to shift the weight right into that left foot as we go forward. Hands come to the heart. Drop that right hip in. There's that flying warrior. Feeling strong on that left leg. Trust your standing foot. Now we're going to curtsy. So a bend to the left knee as you drop the right knee behind it. Lift your chest. Feeling balanced. Maybe a little wobbly, but that's okay. We can do that. And then stepping back with control, drop that back heel. Warrior 1, arms reach. Exhale, hands come down around that front foot. Push the floor away, back to your downward facing dog. Swaying the hips again. Here we go again. Inhale, reach that right leg high. Exhale, squeeze it in. Pull that low belly in. Step it up between the hands. So good. Bring your right hand, kitty corner of that right foot. Let's take off in that half moon pose. So right hand and right foot are down. Left arm is right up towards the ceiling. Left foot is towards the back of the room. Very good. Now let's bend that left knee. See if we can catch that left foot with our hand. And a little bind here as you really stretch out the front of that left hip flexor. A little bit to the shoulder. Feeling super strong and super balanced. At least that's the story we're going to tell ourselves, right? Yes. Releasing that bind. Draw that knee in towards the belly. So left knee pulls in. Go ahead and grab the foot with both hands. Extend the foot out in front of you. Holding on. Slowly rising up. Lifting that leg as high as you're able. Don't go crazy on it. And then slowly, with control, lowering that left leg as high as you can keep it lifted with no hands. Hands come to the hips and hold. Drawing that femur bone deeply in as you reach through the toes. Nice. Go ahead and swing that left leg back. As the hands come down, we're going to step right into our downward facing dog. And breathe, a little sway. So good. Draw that left leg, oops, wrong one, left leg high this time. Reaching the left leg up to the ceiling and then squeezing it in towards the nose. Hold it for a moment and then step it up. Very nice half moon on the second side. So left hand kitty corner of the left foot. Shift forward and take off. Balancing on the left hand and the left foot. Right hand reaches high. Right hip is dropped in. Shoulder blades are sliding down. Heart is rolling open. You're balanced and calm. Now reaching back, bending that right knee. Find that candy cane shape. That bind here. Using the strength of the leg to push the hand away, a little stretching out through the chest and through the shoulder, and definitely through the hip flexor. Very nice. Go ahead and release that bind, but draw that right knee in towards your chest and stand right up. Grabbing onto that right foot, rise up, reach it high. Accepting where you're at, let that be enough. And then releasing that leg, but keep it lifted. Both hands come to the hips. Staying balanced, feeling strong. Definitely centered and grounded. Nice, now lowering that right leg. Swing it back behind you. Step back, hands down into our downward facing dog. Very good job. Let's do one more little mini flow. Inhale, reach that right leg high. Exhale, squeeze it in. Step that right foot up, lower the back knee. Let's find a little twist here. Left hand down, right arm reaches. Now tuck those back toes, lift that back knee. And let's rise up. Push off that left hand, still twisting, opening to the right this time. Now let's lower that left knee 3 times. So drop the knee towards the ground. Inhale, lift. Drop it down. Push and lift. One more time. Left knee almost touches. Lift it back up. Very nice. Now open up. Find your warrior 2. Right knee is still bent. Arms are open to a T. Let's reverse that warrior. Drop the left hand. Right arm reaches up and over. Big side stretch through the right ribs. Cartwheel the hands down around that front foot. Push the floor away. Back to downward facing dog. Very nice. One more side. Inhale, lift that left leg high. Exhale, squeeze it in, hold, and then step it up. Lower that back knee. Push against that right hand. The left hand reaches to the sky, a little dragonfly twist. Now tuck those back toes, lift that back knee. And rise all the way up, still twisting. Arms open, legs are strong. Now drop that right knee 3 times, squeezing the legs towards each other as you do. Last one. Very nice. Now we're going to spiral open, finding that warrior 2. Left knee is still bent deeply. Shoulders are down and away from the ears. Left knee is rolling open. Now reverse your warrior. Drop your right hand. Lift your left arm up and over. Big side stretch. Exhale. Hands come down around that front foot. Push the ground away. Downward facing dog. Now shift forward. Lower the knees. Come to that hands and knees position. We're going to do a couple little tiger poses here. So bringing the weight into that left side, into your left hand and into your left knee and shin. I want you to lift your right leg. See if you can reach your right hand back and grabbing from the bottom of the foot so the thumb comes to the ball of the foot, fingers wrap around to the top. Let's really find a nice good stretch in this tiger pose. A little back bend, a little heart opener, definitely challenging the balance. Find something that's not moving. Really lock your drishti, lock your eyes and your mind on something calm and balancing. And then notice what you're feeling. Explore that shape. Use your strong leg to open that shoulder up. And feel how it, play with it. See if you like it when you shift back or you shift forward. Maybe you want to flip your grip. If that's something that you work with, stay here for a moment. Let's not rush right out. And just feel all the feels. Now let's go ahead and release that right foot and keep them both lifted. Finding a little bit more balance. Try to keep that right leg and right arm kind of dropped into place. Not hiking them up too high even though the weight is in that left side. Very nice. Now lower that right knee. Lift the right arm up to the sky. Good stretch. And then thread the needle. Right hand comes under the left. Drop the right shoulder down to the ground. Still using that left hand to kind of push the floor away. Another option though is to bring the left arm around behind the low back. Kind of opening up through that left shoulder as well. If you have the arm wrapped around the low back, bring it back to the ground, push the floor away, come back to that tabletop position. Let's do a couple of cat-cows just to neutralize the spine. Inhale, drop the belly and lift the chin, lift the tail. Exhale, push it all the way, pull that low belly in. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, cow pose. Maybe close your eyes. Exhale, push and round. Once more, inhale. Cow, soften. Exhale, push, cat. Now coming back to that neutral position on our hands and our knees, we're going to find tiger pose on the second side. So get grounded through that right side. Maybe this is the easier side and maybe it's the harder, but just accepting where you are. Lifting that left hand and that left knee and foot. Seeing if you can reach back and catch a bind. And if this is all you have right now, that's perfect. That's just where we begin and that's where we start. And you don't need to rush it. Now grabbing onto the foot from the inner arch. Thumbs on the bottom, fingers wrap around the top. Slowly finding a little bit more of a back bend. Using those strong leg muscles to engage and lift. Nice stretch, not only through the shoulder, but all the way into the chest as well. And then playing with this again, remember that shift forward, that shift back, challenge your balance. Stay here a moment. If you flipped your grip on that first side, always trying to find that balance on both sides. I'm a bit tighter on this side, and that's just how that goes. We're going to have one shoulder or one hip that likes to work with us, the other one that needs a bit more love. Super common. Let that go. Now go ahead, nice and easy, release that left foot. Don't let it fly. And keep the left arm, the left leg, just reaching for another moment. See if you can drop them into place and stay balanced. Then left hand and left knee down. Reach that left arm up nice and high. And then thread that needle, left arm under the right arm. Bringing the left ear to the ground. Pushing the floor away with that right hand or wrapping it around your low back. Now if you can reach to your opposite thigh, you can really use that grip to roll that right shoulder open. Just close your eyes, settle in. Keeping your neck neutral. Releasing that hand if it's bound. It's behind your back. Right hand down, push the floor away. And left hand back down. Very nice. All right, let's come all the way down onto the ground. So I'm going to start opening up the knees a bit wider. Letting the toes come towards each other and the knees open wide. Walking down onto my forearms. And then when I settle into this place that feels all right, opening up the ankles, flexing the feet. A little bit of a frog pose here. So I like to flex the feet, drop the hips down. Just going to kind of rest on my hands here. Just letting the hips soften and release in their own time. Letting that breath circle around those joints. The hips can take a little bit of coaxing. They like to stay tight. They don't want to release. So just little bits at a time. Send your breath to those places where you're holding on, where you're gripping. Soften your belly and soften your jaw. Just settle in. Try not to fight these things that you feel. You can come a little bit deeper as you're here a bit more. Opening up the knees. I have to kind of manually help them sometimes. They don't always like to open up for me. I can't blame them. It's a bit uncomfortable, and it's okay to be uncomfortable. Life usually is. We don't want pain, we don't want tearing or searing or ripping. What we want is to just have some of that friction so that things can start to release and let go. Nothing changes if we always stay in that comfort zone of ours. So opening up the knees a little bit more. Just a couple more breaths. Last one, make it your softest, your most relaxing. And then starting to let the legs straighten out nice and slow. It can take a little bit of time to come out of some of these deeper postures. So bring your hands back underneath you. Slowly bringing the legs back together. Let's come into a Sphinx pose. We're already down here on our forearms, so elbows towards the ribs. Forearms are parallel, palms are down flat. Let's get the legs all the way together, making the legs nice and strong. Lift up, push, push, and find lots of strength here through your shoulders, through your low back. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze the legs together, really extend through the toes and lift your heart. Now lastly, use the strength of your arms to really draw your chest through your arms. Check back in, check in with those glutes and with those legs. Everything is active and turned on. Now we're going to move right into an upward facing dog. So changing your hand position, bringing them closer to you. A little lower, and then find your strength. Push the floor away, lift those thighs. Lift your heart, drop your hips. Nice, exhale, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. A little pedaling out. Soften your breath. And let's shift forward, lower the knees down, rolling right over the toes. Sitting between the feet, or maybe up on the heels. So up to you of your type of Virasana, your type of hero's pose that feels good to you. Taking a moment, just some calming breaths before we move on with our day. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the nose. Let's do that twice more. Close your eyes and just let your breath be slow. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Slowest one yet. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Bringing your hands to your heart. Bow your head in. Thanking yourself for showing up today. You did the work. You put in the time. Thank you so much for practicing with me, for trusting me in your yoga journey. My name is Kelsey. If we haven't met yet, I'm Kelsey Yogi here on YouTube and on Instagram. And I hope that you'll subscribe and like this video so that you can come back and practice with me again and again. Have an amazing day. Spread that joy everywhere you go, because we get what we put out. Take care, guys. Namaste.